Hi guys, it's I34E4U doing a review on the new Xbox One S 500GB package with the Halo 5 edition along with the Master Chief bundle. So I'd like to talk about this. I put on the non-eco mode. The reason I did this is because I didn't want any problems happening just in case the power goes out along those lines. I hooked up to a good surge protector. So I just want to talk about a couple of things about this. First being that there is a new style of power connection. As you can see, it's just AC going straight from the wall, going right to the Xbox. There is the now internal specific power supply, much like a PC in there. Important thing to know is I actually lost this one, and Xbox was kind enough to send me a new one, but they took over 2 weeks to do so. So I, being a person who bought this, wanted to play. So I found out that if you got a PlayStation 3 cord, which is only like $1.03, you could actually plug it into the back, which is what's been running off of for a while, and it works perfectly fine. Just make sure it fits and make sure, obviously I'm not going to guarantee it'll work for years, but AC's AC, and go about that if you need a problem fixed. So, thing to notice is that the Xbox One X controller, when using regular batteries, it was quite dying. I mean, they would die with energizers within a day. Especially with playing the new Forza 3 Horizon, just a shake would cause something like that. So I went ahead and I bought a good EBL rechargeable 2800 milliamp hours and AA batteries, and they work like a charm because I can just throw them back and forth. And the battery life on this, like with constant play, about 4 hours a day. I would say I give about a good 24 hours physically out of the controller with the one charge. And buy new batteries again, that's quite a good deal. So we can see it's just pretty much like any Xbox One here. Thing to notice with this is that the clocks are a little bit better. The integration with the Xbox One to play 4K is actually awesome. And the important thing to remember is when you're trying to game with the Xbox, you're going to want to see on a 4K HDR specific screen that you want to get the one with the least amount of latency, because the lower amount of latency you have, the better it's going to come out FPS wise. So there are some websites you can Google this up and find out more information on this, and I would go ahead and do that. Specifically, Samsung has their series around $1,000. Can't remember the one, but it actually has the lowest latency, something like 26 milliseconds. Now, it's nothing compared to gaming screens, but if you have 60 milliseconds versus 20, it's a lot better, especially if you're doing first-person shooters like COD or something like that. Things also notice with the is the 4K HDR. It's actually quite nice. Actually, where you put in the Blu-ray, it actually grabs pretty well. Just eject right here. More review, and there is something there. Mirror's edge. Okay, and so it's nice. And if you want to put it back in there, it grabs it in there. It sounds flawless. The specific fan cooler is actually quite well, and it's quite big. I've noticed just a little bit of clearance like this, it cools down. You want to make sure the sides are cool, everything around this dimensionally. It weighs quite a bit. I've seen some takedowns on here to see teardowns to see how things are going, and it looks actually fairly easy to switch out a hard drive if you want to get something bigger in there. You just have to worry about formatting it correctly to there. So, I mean, it's doable, and that's actually a good reason to upgrade rather than spending the extra money. It seems like it's quite possible you can put an SSD in there if you'd like, but, they're going down prices. The best I see an SSD for about 500 gigabytes is around $190. That's a good price for them. You want the SATA 3 format. Anywho, but other than that, no, this thing's been working flawlessly. It's nice, it's fast. And I've seen some other reviews that does get a couple more frames per second, And yeah, overall, I recommend getting the Xbox One S. If you were to compare it to Xbox One, there's no real need, but it is a good, effective 4K HDR Blu-ray. It works, it's fine, and some users have also seen reporting that it doesn't work with some movies, so that might be caution, but it doesn't seem like too many it's not working for. It might be the actual Blu-ray player itself having a little problem going on there, the actual app. So it might be something to do with coding and along those lines. But they'll work out those kinks. But other than that, this thing's working flawlessly. It's staying cool. There's no errors I'm finding, and it's it takes a little while to load. That's because the hard drive is spinning a little bit slower, and it is an old integration. So yeah, I would go ahead and grab this. The price point I would recommend would be trying to get it for less than $260 for the 500 gigabyte bundle. I managed to nab actually a pretty good deal with landing Forza Horizon 3 with this package for under $280 actually. So that was actually quite the deal. So yeah, look for deals like that. And yeah, it came in great and everything's good. Have a good one, guys.